Yo, Aaliyah, how's it going? Hope all is well. Good luck today. Thank you very much. Very kind of you. We're gonna try. We're gonna try and mess them up today. What you gonna do? What you gonna do? We could just shove over the limp. King 9's fine to play in position though here as well. We'll do okay, just checking. As soon as start people limping at this stack depth, it does get a little bit sketchy. Some people will have traps a lot more often, but you know, just gotta feel it out. Just gotta feel it out. This is definitely a push, guys. Easily a push there with 8-9 of spades. Just such a juicy push. You make so many chips there just pushing that hand in. It's nuts. And you don't even have to think about it. You're just like, look at the spot. This is the spot I like. You're like, I know this one. I've remembered this one. I've committed this one to memory. Easy push, easy chips. Not related to Poker Note. I got some more steaks in the to go in the air fryer again. That's exciting, dude. I definitely, there's still like some mystery to it. There's still something that I need to, still some part of it that I need to perfect in terms of like the timing. The timings are so difficult based on the thickness. But yeah, I'm definitely happy with how they were turning out. Like they were so delicious, honestly. Like so easy to make them that way as well. This is a pretty straightforward broke situation, right? I'm not even really concerned about the ace of hearts at this stack depth because the majority of the ace of hearts combos should be shoving versus the min raise, or being aggressive at least versus the min raise. So in that situation, again, we can basically cap our opponent's range, and in many cases, we're just gonna do really well, trapping with jacks, for example. That's fair play though. We're not really trapping tens. This is a cold deck. We're always gonna win this pot no matter what. I mean, we're not going to win it no matter what. What I mean is we're always going to get the chips in the middle there. So that's just a cooler for him, really. I will say, though, I don't really like the shove with 10s at the stack depth. Let's go back and look at this spot because this is important. So we're like 11 or 12 big blinds effectives. Like, let's call it 12. If you're just straight shoving jacks over a limp in this situation, I feel like you're missing out on so much value. And also, like, if you're not raising 10s non-all-in, then the stuff that you end up raising non-all-in just becomes way too strong, right? So in this particular situation, if you want to be raising here as a bluff, you need to be raising a whole bunch of other strong combos. But if your other strong combos are basically only ever going to be like aces or kings, it becomes very unbalanced. So for him to just jam 12 big blinds or whatever this is, over a limp with a hand as strong as 10s, I just feel like you're not going to have enough ISO non-all-ins. Do you understand what I'm saying? So definitely worth a label. Oh, I want to make a note. Let me note this guy. Fix the note bug. I want a note. Oh, God. All right, let me see if I can do this again. I figured out a way to do this before. Ugh, God. First world problems, you guys. First world problems. Definitely first world problems. Okay, all tables. Oh, this is the replayer. Oh, God damn it. Oh, okay, we missed it, but okay, maybe we'll see him again. Oh my gosh, just want to take notes. I just want to take notes. Yo, Pappy Van Winkle, how's it going? Another day, another dollar. Let's go. Yeah, I mean, if I'm not mistaken, you should be raising like even a hand as weak as like pocket eights, and I'm not saying eights is a weak hand. I mean, I think the ISO non-all-in might even be like 9s plus at that stack depth. So 10s isn't even going to be like the hard cutoff in that scenario. but you definitely want to be raising tens. I mean, if not purely for the balance reasons that I said, but also just simply because you want to get more value from tens. Like, if you raise there, your opponent should be limp calling quite a decent range, and you're going to be absolutely destroying so much of that. So it is really important that you do exactly that, I think. Okay, I'm gonna size up flop here and really try and punish with the back doors. Sometimes if we size up there, we can get a hand like even like a 3 to fold, which is pretty interesting. I mean, that's huge for our bottom line. Straight draw. Oh my god, that's such a huge turn. Have you guys ever seen such a beautiful turn in your entire life? Nice, got some value. Sorry guys, one sec. Something share. Oh man, what was this thing called? Sweet share. Shit, I need to find it now. This is an interesting spot, guys. We have an opportunity to squeeze here. Oh, mates. Something about this feels wrong, though. Something about that spot feels wrong. I feel like we're supposed to... This guy's short. This guy's min raise. I don't know. Something about it feels weird, and I don't like it. I don't think we want to. I don't think we want to 3-bet. I don't think we want to shove. And I feel like we're just going to be dominated quite often in that situation too. Maybe I'm overthinking it, but it just feels like not a high value spot, so I don't mind missing it. I think that's really what I'm feeling is like I don't see that as a high value opportunity to enter into a pot multi-way with ace deuce off. Ace deuce is such a garbage hand multi-way. I think we might have saved ourselves a lot of chips in that situation, so I don't mind that at all. I heard a rumor that in the old days, some people used a pen and a notepad. You might try that and enter it when they fix the bug. Oh, mate, you're gonna make me write stuff, RDO? Come on, bro. Come on, we haven't descended that far. Master Grogu, welcome. How you doing? You can edit player notes from the client manually. Add the name. Oh, geez. Okay, we're not gonna go that far. I don't want the note that badly. I used to always add notes to GT players based on watching your streams. Oh, geez, not ideal. Gonna bet the flop here. So on the turn, there's no reason why we can't still have the best hand, especially when the board pairs. I get to showdown. Easy game. What did I say? Oh, what did I say? That was definitely the Jin card, wasn't it, Pappy? Definitely the Jin card. Wait a second, was this... Okay, no, different guy. Nice. How's it going, Abby? What's up? There's a note editor in the tools panel. Note editor. Love how you guys are telling me this. Like, what note editor in the note editor? Really? Really? Oh man, Queen of Spades would be so righteous. Okay, that's not the worst turn in the world. This is definitely a good spot now, right? Combo draw. You guys know how I feel about combo draws, though. It's just, do we ever actually make a combo draw that actually wins us money? The king might do it. He could still have queens. He could actually still have queens. Or a jack. I'll take it. That's a serious domination situation right there. Player notes editor. Here you go. Well, that's useful. Thank you, sir. What was the guy's name now? Looks like they only have... It looks like they've only got the ones that I've actually made notes on already. So that is useful, but only in the situations where I've made notes on people already. I hadn't made a note on that guy, so that's the problem with that spot. But I appreciate that. I have seen that before. I kind of forgot it was there, though. Do I really believe that this guy has a jack? So he has a jack, but he didn't want to bet flop or turn. I don't know. I feel like I still have to call, but the other problem is that he didn't want to bet the ace high board just now either, which is pretty unusual too. So whatever. Wow, raising a 6 there is just catastrophically bad. Like, you're gonna get yourself into so much trouble. Raise bottom end of straight on river x1 spin. That is not how you want to be doing it, buddy. You get yourself into an absolute world of pain by raising the bottom end of the straight there. We haven't descended that far, says a man who had calendars up from the BC era. Excuse me, have you seen this beautiful thing over here? This is a modern calendar. This is a modern paper calendar. This is high tech. This is a high tech paper calendar. Aliyah says, my player notes can get silly. I can literally write paragraphs about one specific play. Well, that's why it's important to learn shorthand, right? I think I actually made a video about that for PokerStars School at one point. But the note-taking thing is really, really, really good. You need to learn how to shorten your notes and make them concise and understand the point that you're trying to make. Instead of writing whole sentences, try and use shorthand. But then also remember that what you're trying to write down isn't necessarily specifically to do with that hand. What you're trying to do is write down is how that hand will impact on the style of play that that player has. So like I say all the time, like I'll write down about one specific spot, but I'll know that that specific spot will impact on other similar situations and also my perception of that player on the whole. I'm just gonna raise flop, guys. Actually, I'm just gonna float here. I think this is a bluff a lot of the time. So I'm just gonna go like this, and when he slows down, then I'm gonna bet turn or something like that. Okay, believe you this time. Pink Porky, if you want to watch my spin stuff, you can go into videos on twitch.tv/PokerStars, so where you are right now. If you go into videos and past broadcasts, you can watch every single one of my spin streams for the whole year, I think, if I'm not mistaken. We're trapping with pocket nines here, obviously. Gonna get a ton of value here. You can manually add from there. You type the player name and the note and label. I thought that's what I tried to do, but it wasn't finding the player that I was just searching for. I don't even remember what the guy's name was now. Nice hand, sir. Nice hand. We got the chips in good at least. Add. Oh, I gotta have the exact nickname. I forgot what he was called. Okay, cool. That's useful. That's useful, guys. Thank you very much. That is extremely useful. Thank you, sirs. Thank you for that, guys. Very kind. Wow, let's go. The comeback is real. The comeback is real. So the guy that's like super, super, super tight when we have like 4 big blinds just wants to limp call off his tournament life with Jack 8 of hearts. Oh, the comeback is so real. The comeback is so real. My lord, what a river. Nice game. Yo, Dutchies, how's it going? Am I feeling the highs of your win yesterday? Yeah. Still got a long way to go, man. We still got a lot. We got a lot more games to win to try and get to even now with Croaks. Okay. So long delay and then a call. I think we check turn. We can still have the best hand for sure. There's plenty of stuff that we still beat that he calls in the flop, especially considering that we use the smaller sizing. So debatably, we should still be calling on the river some of the time. The 7 obviously is a bit tricky because that completes some straights and stuff like that. But for the most part, we're just going to try and get to showdown with Ace King, of course. 2 in a row, guys. 2 in a row. 2 in a row, check turn, get to the river with a bigger ace. Absolutely love that shit. Fair play. That's going to happen unless we find a deuce. That just feels great. Unlucky, sir. We're always going to shove the deuces there, though. That's not a mistake. For the most part, we just ship the deuces. They fold. We win the chips. Easy game. And that definitely makes up for the amount of times we run into overpairs or get called by hands that we're flipping against, which is still fine. That's still not the worst case outcome. Yeah, I got it now, guys. I found the add button. Thank you. That's I learned something today, guys. Thank you very much. I learned something. Excuse me. Professional poker player. Hashtag professional streamer. Learned something today about taking notes on the PokerStars client. Very professional. Ace King of Hearts is a nice hand. Nope. We still love you. You're massively ahead. He definitely is. He absolutely is. Yeah, we're gonna check behind 9-10 suited. If we have Jack-10 suited, we're gonna ISO as a we're gonna ISO versus limp. If he bets flop, we're calling for sure. Backdoor clubs and 2 overcards to a 7. Plus we can still bluff. And we're definitely calling the turn. It's a very quick bet as well. I feel like this could be a 7 some of the time. Or a queen that doesn't want to value bet. Oh my days. That is some freaky check back there. I love that. That's a freaky check back. Freaky deaky check back. Yo, chess drinker, how's it going? If you haven't seen it yet, watch Tony and Matt's Aussie stream from a few days ago. They had Tony pulling his hair out. Really? I'll take a look. But could you send me a private message or something so I don't forget? If we talk about it now and I don't have an alert for it, I'll probably forget. Frankster, you're always useful, buddy. I really appreciate it, though. That is great for future reference. It's funny after all this time, I haven't actually used that feature. I'm sure I've definitely used the adjust note feature. Like I've gone in and actually changed notes in there, but I didn't realize you could add from a new player. The comeback, the real comeback doesn't actually exist. Deuces never loses, baby. Yeah, Jack 9 of spades is a great hand. Pretty sure we're supposed to bet flop. I do like to check behind second pairs, but when it's king 9 specifically, I think he's super marginally capped having less kings. There are countries where PokerStars does not work, sir. Yeah, Jonats. There are many states in America where PokerStars is available, but only for play money, for example. There are other countries where it is just completely restricted altogether. That's not the worst turn in the world. I feel like we have to defend the 9. Have to protect the 9, I should say. Question is, do we go for a third barrel? Because the hearts are obviously still a concern here. I think we're going to check here. I feel like it's a spot where we might get more value, but a lot of people will just get stubborn and fold. So even if we're going for sort of value where we're going to get folds from some of the smaller pairs, but then sometimes we trap ourselves, I feel like on balance it's probably a check, but it's close because he could have weaker 9s that call as well. Those will definitely still get sticky, but that's a close one for sure. It's a close one. Freaky checkback might be my new favorite name. Oh man, the walk with the aces. Come on. The walk with the aces. With the queen 3 set hand, he is not just worried about is he not just worried about a low kicker? Yeah, but you'd never miss a value bet there. There are spots where you go, I'm worried about my kicker here, I'm going to slow down, but just never in 100 million years are you not supposed to go for value with the queen 3. There's just this, if you're not trying to go for a value bet there, you are missing unbelievable value. Like, it's crazy. We would have looked him up with a 10 there for sure, like easily. And I mean, even a 7 some of the time if we think he's capable of bluffing a lot, you know. To not go for value there, I think is not just it's not just a small mistake. I think it's a huge mistake. And the Netherlands for the time being, yeah, absolutely. Queen 10, let's go. This guy does seem to be playing very, like, you know, he's folding a lot from position. Again, like probably not playing enough from position. Seems to be playing quite quickly as well. Doesn't feel like he's necessarily, you know, focused on trying to maximize every opportunity he gets. Cinco? Let's not make Cinco a thing now. That'll be next. We've already made Ocho a thing. Let's not make Cinco a thing, yeah? Felix, I know. What are you Germans like, huh? What are you Germans like? You just want to legislate stuff all the time, huh? Oh man, yeah. German legislation, dude, honestly. Crazy. I've got so many German friends that that moved away from German poker players who moved away from Germany, like, just to avoid all that stuff, man, because there's just so many laws, dude. I don't know this guy at all. Do you guys want to see how disrespectful I'm going to be to this guy? This is the level of disrespect. Deuce 4 off. The level of disrespect. The level of disrespect I'm about to show this guy. I love it. I absolutely love it. The sheer disrespect of it is just unbelievable. That's how you play poker right there. Nope. The sheer disrespect. Oh, yeah, okay. We'll get him this time. 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 There you go. I don't know you. I don't know you, bro. I hope so, because I'm ready to go again after doing Lex's bundle and watching his streams. Okay, cool. That's good info. Drunken Clown, of course. Of course, I'm here for you. I'm here for you, dude. Obviously, if anybody you guys have questions about what we're doing here, let me know. There's usually some method to the madness, is what I'm saying. There's usually some method. What name won the poll? Pappy, I think it's still going. I might have done a 3-day poll, but I think it's really, really close. It's between Nickelbackers and the Graph Gang. If you guys haven't already voted, yesterday we started a poll to decide what the name of the Nick Walsh TV fans are going to be called. You know, like what? Tom, can you help me out here? What, like, doesn't Spraggy have his own name? And, like, you know, Beaker Army is obviously like Lex's fans. Spraggy's what are Spraggy's fans called again? Forgot. You know what I'm talking about, guys. Yeah, anyway, we started that yesterday. There's a poll on Twitter. If you go and check me out, I am twitter.com, whatever it is, / Nick Walsh TV. Be great if you guys could go and chip in, because it's going to be a close race. I think the current suggestions are... Oh, by the way, I forgot to do my social media today. I knew I was forgetting something. The current options are the Nickelbackers, the Moby Nicks, and the Graph Gang. I think right now Nickelbackers are just winning. Just. I'm calling a riverbed here if we need to. Nice. Sorry, guys, I missed a bet there. I'm not paying attention now. I'm going to bet the turn instead. I'm betting turn as well, guys. This is just like, we spoke about this already, but having the overcard to the 3 and the deuce is really cool. If it comes at diamond, we might even put in a third barrel here once in a while, because we're blocking the flush draw. So that's pretty juicy. As played, we just check river. It's pretty easy give up now. Wow, very bold call with the deuce, but I appreciate that. I think that's a sign of strength. But like I said, a lot of players will just give up the deuce nice and easy, so that's another reason why we're going to be targeting that specific sort of range. I'm a huge fan. I like the line. I like the line, and it's going to work. I think we can overbet river now. Just slight overbet, try and get him off the chop. Sometimes we get like weaker hearts to fold once in a while. Oh my god, yeah, that's cool. Sorry guys, one sec. Let me do this. I forgot to do my socials this morning. I was sitting there thinking, oh, why am I so comfortable? There's something I'm forgetting before we go live. Just we'll take 1 second. We have a flush. Check turn really quick. Do we ever raise the river? He shouldn't really ever have a king of spades here. Queen of spades is reasonable, but a lot of his queen of spades will shove pre as well. Could we be really cheeky? Could we be ridiculously cheeky here? Yes. Oh my god, the read's on point. Let's go. Yeah, we're calling the turn, obviously. We can't check the flop and then not call the turn, especially when we have those draws. Realized Penguins, how's it going? Good morning. Can you tell me how to put a graph of tournaments versus chips on Hold Manager 2? Yes. Drop that question in my Discord though. I can't do that on stream at the moment, but I'll help you out later on. If he called, Nick would have got the exclamation marks on himself. I mean, that there's definitely a topic of discussion there though as well, right? Like looking at a spot and being like, okay, well that was like you make a good call against somebody and they have like a complete like nonsense hand. Seeing through that and then being able to be like, actually, I can kind of see what he was trying to do, and then being like, I still think it was a cool play, even if it doesn't make a lot of sense to you at the time, is also part of the skill. King 10, sure. Hello from Sweden. How you doing, man? Yeah, ace 10 is a go. Easy queen. Easy queen. All right, that was a good game from us. Obviously, just got to win small ends at the end there. All good. Next game. Kissagram, how's it going? By the way, guys, don't listen to Summer in the chat. She was the one that created Graph Gang. Summer, you're tampering with the results now. Like the entire experiment might already be fouled by your behavior here on stream. I prefer the picnickers. I bet you would, Frankster. I bet you would. Summer, you can't come in here and mess with the results of this highly advanced experiment that we're currently having on Twitter. The results of which may define the rest of my career on Twitch. King Jack, let's go. This could go either way. Honestly, King Jack, you can limp here or you can raise. Probably should randomize that, but whatever. Okay, good stuff, guys. What the fuck is that? Oh, okay. No, we're not calling a shove. Sorry, guys. I'm all done now. It was work related. I wasn't just messing around my phone. Thank you, Tom. Thank you for the links. What was it? Twitter.com/NickWalshTV. All right, cool. I didn't make it up. It's called lobbying. Oh my god. Tom. Yeah, I mean, this is elite scientific advancement right now on stream. This is absolutely elite science that we're doing. I mean, I was kind of doing it as a joke, but like, I like those three names so much that whoever wins this actually legitimately might actually get the title. I've picked those three because I liked all of those three. So I picked those three because I really liked all of them, and I'd be happy with any of them. At this point, I think Nickelbackers or Graph Gang are probably the two most appropriate. Moby Nix is pretty cool, though. Could be the name of my band. Oh, my days. My mom coming in with the stonker. I think Summer's been in America for too long. They don't like a fair vote there. Oh, geez. Let's not get into the let's not get into the fucking politics. Oh, that's too funny. That is too funny. Oh man, the politics, not the politics. I gotta call the turn, guys. We still have the straight draw, so we have to call anyway. But it's also because the queen can still be winning. As there's a lot of reasons we need to be in this pot still. I would love for him just to be bluffing with like 5-6 here. That would be cool. But the ace is obviously still a really good card for him to bluff on anyway. The jack gets there too. It's not great, but you can see where my head is at. It's one of those pots I think we're always just going to lose some money in. I still feel confident we can win this heads up. Yo, Crooked Badge, how's it going? There's bots around Twitch promoting a site hilariously called Mount Viewers. Is Mount Viewers in reference to like getting some sort of like World of Warcraft, you know, like what are they called, epic mounts or whatever? Do I believe I'm getting check raised here by a queen or a 4? Probably not that often, so I'm gonna float and see what he does in the turn. Do people really check raise queen 4-4 without a 4? It does feel like he's lining me up for a river shove here, so I don't really love calling the turn. But generally speaking, when people check raise you on queen 4-4, you don't want to give them a ton of credit here because they're either the kind of person that does check raise with a queen or a 4, or they're in the other category of people that are just check raising a dry flop that they think they're going to get away with a lot, and seems reasonable. I definitely think that that is not an unreasonable line to take with that on that board against most players. But generally speaking, it's we need to be in that pot, and we need to not give them too much credit and see what they do. How often have you guys seen me float those boards with like literally any 2 cards? They slow down the turn. It's a clear bluff. We can just put like a 1/4 pot sizing on the turn and we take it back. I know that that spot's going to be good for us in the long run. I think we want to bet something here. King 9, we can either shove or call. If we call, are we supposed to call a shove? Probably. It's definitely a close one. We could look this one up, but if he's shoving here over limp, I think we are supposed to be in the pot still. In this situation, now that it comes ace high, I don't love it, but we are supposed to go broke with a king. If our opponent has game, he should be isolating in this situation as a bluff. And that means the ace high board is going to be like a hyper aggro spot. So I'm basically going to call and hope that he barrels off here. I don't feel great about it because I don't know this guy particularly well, but I think he is capable of having bluffs in this situation. So I'm going to give him some rope to try and do it. Cool. He could have won a huge pot there, but didn't for some reason. That's weird. I don't understand what happened just then, but that's cool. If he shoves here, Jack 10 is a mandatory call. We're way too shallow now to fold a hand as strong as this. I don't know. That's a note, guys. That's, I mean, there's a lot going on in that pot that we need to note down because I don't know. ISO ace king off. C-bet ace king X small check. I mean, potentially he's trying to trap us or something like that, but I mean, if you're gonna, you can trap check the turn, but you got to do something on the river. When I call on that flop, I'm gonna have an ace or a king a lot, and I'm definitely gonna pay you for more. So weird, definitely a weird one, but I'll take it. We're still in this game. We're still alive, so that's cool. Oh, I see. Okay, yeah, Crooked Badge. That could be it as well. I mean, for a long time, you could like buy and sell, you know, World of Warcraft items and stuff, right? That were legendary items, legendary mounts, and all that kind of stuff. Cow Chad, how's it going? Yeah, it was somewhat dirty. Okay, I'm not really sure what to make of this guy at all now. Seems like we're probably supposed to call here some of the time. I can't remember what this is. Doesn't seem like he's pushing the correct range, though, if he's been so tight. Honestly, not entirely certain at all. I think we're too shallow to limp 8s now. I think it's just got to be a push and a hope for a call that we can crush. Comeback is real? Never mind. Comeback was real for a minute. Next game, please. Next game, por favor. Okay, we're gonna steal here for 3 bigs. Small 3-bet seems small c-bet, excuse me, seems good. This is a 5x, guys. That's for $50 US. We are going to move up stakes in just a minute, gang. Probably play for like another 30, 45 minutes, something like that at the 10s. We'll play some 25s and then some 50s. Just getting warmed up here. Still a lot more poker to come for today. We have a flush draw. That's cool. How you doing anyway today, Crooked? What's up? How are the spins going? Have you been playing much recently? I mean, I'm expecting a c-bet. We can obviously just float the c-bet. Deuce of hearts would be cool. Oh my days. That's crazy. Oh my god, we just called the deuce of hearts out of the deck like it was magic. I'm going to call... It feels like he actually has value. When he's using this small sizing, I feel like he probably does have an ace a lot of the time. And then on the river, I just really want him to continue. I was going to say the same people that size down turn in this situation are the same people that are sizing up for a big river jam, or the people that have value that they're actually going to continue going for as well. In this case, just complete airball. The trap, not only did we call the deuce of hearts, like it was perfect, we then found the perfect check trap on the river. That makes me extremely happy. I love that. Absolutely love that. Oh man, those spots, dude. That's why we play poker right there. That is why we play cards right there, ladies and gentlemen. Called to come back too soon. Yeah, I know. I have a tendency to do that, don't I? Flaco, ¿cómo estás? Bienvenidas. Bienvenidas, Flaco. Oh my days, what a dream. Dreams really do come true, ladies and gentlemen. No, I'm not gonna do it here. The only justifiable scenario I can see is if he has you on never having an ace when you just flat, limiting what he can get value from. So maybe he thinks the double check can induce some light shoves by making it look like he has tens. Yeah, no, I mean, I think he's definitely trying to. I think you've hit the nail on the head. I think that's where his head is at. He's trying to cap my range, and he's going like, oh, when he limp calls here, maybe he has queen jack that missed, and now I'm trying to get value from queen jack. I think you're thinking along the right lines for sure. Definitely looking for an induce, right? But there you go. All right, ace queen is an ISO non all in for 3. Happy to call an all in here if he wants to shove. Cool. I am totally cool. I like the line with ace 10 though. I think that's cool. Honestly, I think ace 10 is a totally acceptable limp jam at that stack depth. I think we probably do exactly the same as this player, but it's looking a lot like we're about to win 50 bucks. Let's go. Let's go the 5x multiplier. I'll take it. Let's keep it flowing, guys. More 10s, please. Shit, I didn't even realize what time it was. Yeah, we'll definitely move up soon, guys. So 12. I thought for some reason it was 12:36. I thought we'd been playing for 36 minutes. It's already been an hour and 30. Time flies when you're having fun, guys. Let's play for another 30 minutes or so, and then we'll play some 25s. It's probably like 2 more games or whatever. Yo, Lupin, how's it going? Welcome. But yeah, Cal, I think you're right. I think you're right. It just looks like... Yeah, I mean, it's like, I think he's checking to trap, but I just think that if it came ace high, I don't know. It's such a weird board though. Like when I limp call, I'll have tons of king X, King X, especially the offsuit variety of king X, very frequently should be a limp call versus ISO. So it's a very, very unusual spot not to try and go for 3 streets. And that's assuming everyone's playing really well. I mean, we could be playing like trash and just turn up with like ace deuce there for some weird reason. I don't know if we would with a spade, but I don't know. You get what I'm saying, but I think you're in the right headspace. I'm pretty sure he was trying to trap is what's going on. And I think that's exactly what he might be trying to represent when he bets flop and then slows down twice, like pocket tens or something like that. Does make a lot of sense. You're right. Yeah. I'm going to check call the river just in case we're running into the flush here. Or maybe ace queen that might check flop, something like that. Nice. Winning the pots. Blind v blind, we're going to limp ace 9 and we're going to shove if he raises. This is actually not that dissimilar to the ace 10 that we saw just now, but obviously it's different multi-way, but still. We're definitely not checking ace 9 to fold to a bet here on the flop. I think a lot of people just stab queen 8-8 when we check. Seems pretty standard, yeah. And then on the river, unless he has a king or a 7 or the backdoor clubs, which we're blocking, we're just going to get to showdown and win a lot. I expect a lot of people to stab this flop, which is why I like to check with ace-9. And on the paired board, our hand is actually quite well protected. Still not folding, bro. Still not folding ace-high. Get out of my house with the snap call. Absolute snap call ace-high, like an absolute boss. I'm like, bruh, aren't you even watching the stream? Are you even watching this stream, my friend? Do you think for 1 second I'm going to allow you to try and bluff me on that river? Oh my God, Tom, I love you so much, mate. Okay, Tom, how do I get that GIF onto I can download it, right? I'm gonna get this on Twitter later on. That's so cool. Oh, mate, Tom, you're actually one of my best friends in the world, dude. I love you so much. You're the best. That's so perfect. All right, 7-5 of spades. Yes, please. Frank, man, I won the 5x. Yeah. I know. Stop working. The stream is on. Just tell your boss you're busy and just, you know, you got other stuff to do. You got more important stuff to do. Jostan, hello, hello. Good to see you play again. What do you think of starting with only 15 big blinds in 2x, 3x spins and starting deeper with 5x plus spins like other clients? I actually like it just the way it is. I actually think it's already extremely, extremely finely tuned. Just the way it is. And also, I don't know if you've been on Stars a lot recently, but the 2x multipliers actually have faster clocks on PokerStars. They actually run faster. So that kind of already, it's different from having different big blinds, but it's already kind of in effect. That's already part of the, we're already effectively trying to get through the smaller multipliers faster. Does that make sense? And the clocks actually go for longer in the bigger multipliers as well. If you go look at the website, it'll give you an idea of like the specifics, but PokerStars already does what you're describing to a degree. They just do it with clocks as opposed to adjusting the big blinds, which I still prefer because you're still playing a game from start to finish and it's always identical all the way through. Whether or not the blinds go up faster is kind of inconsequential. I mean, it changes the speed of the play, but what I'm saying is that when you study spins, you don't, if you're like multi-tabling and you study spins, you're not going, oh, I'm starting with 50 big blinds. I have to remember that. It's always the same game, which I think I prefer. So it's basically the same. It's just done with clocks instead of big blinds, which I still think is more eloquent, really, in the grand scheme of things. Wow, that's a big flop. That's a big flop. Do we ever raise flop? I mean, I feel like with the 7 of spades especially, we just call and let him continue barreling as a bluff. Or, I mean, in this situation, I think he's probably actually going to have something he likes. So I think we just call and let him blast off turn. That's cool. If not, we bet small turn ourselves. Not really afraid of too many rivers here. So I think small is good. Yeah, I just didn't know if when I downloaded it, it worked. Let me see if this works. Yeah, it's working. Thank you, Tom. Thank you. I got it downloaded. I'm gonna give you the special mention as well on Twitter when I post it. That is just my poker. It's just my note taking in a nutshell right there. We're trapping with ace 10 of diamonds here, guys. Ace 10 of diamonds specifically as well is just a combo that has like a lot of playability. Very, very playable hand. A little bit on the shallow side. I'm gonna check flop. Got to bet the turn nice and big to protect from the hearts though. Nice. And we're calling a shove here 100% with queen 10. Easiest flip of my life. Never lost this ever. Booyaka Shah. Another 30 bucks in the bank. Let's go. Next game, please. We're having a session here, guys. We're spanking them. 10s are looking soft today. I would prefer keeping 25 big blinds, but maybe shortening the level time to 2 minutes for the 2x, and 15 big blinds go for flash. Well, exactly. So we already have flash as well, which starts at 15, if I'm not mistaken. But it's not yet. I think what Kissogram is saying is what you're about to hear me say in 90 seconds because of the delay, probably. Tom. Oh, Tom, honestly, you're so good, mate. Yeah, okay, Jocelyn. Yeah, I understand. I understand, dude. The whole Netherlands thing makes me sad. I really hope we can get you guys back soon. I don't know anything about it. It's not my department. It's just my own personal feelings, but yeah, you know. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. We really are out here destroying people's lives. Using the poker skills. Blender is asking, Stylebender is asking, when do you make your educational streams? Like right now, I think. I'm sorry if this isn't educational. I'm trying my best here, guys. Yo, what's going on, Ace of Heart? What's up, man? Generally speaking, though, Joss, like I kind of preferred it when if the games were always the same speed unless they were deeper. I'm not sure if I love the idea that we speed up the 2x multipliers. I don't know if that was necessary in the event that we added the longer ones for the deeper games or for the bigger multipliers. Does it really impact me that much? Not really. Don't really care too much. I think we still do just fine. Still crush. In some ways it means that we have fewer opportunities in the 2x multiplier specifically. It means that we have fewer opportunities to beat the players that suck when they're deep. But then we have greater opportunities, or we get to the opportunities faster for the players that have no idea to play shallow. So it's kind of like swings and roundabouts, you know. We have a 3 and backdoor diamonds. We're never folding for the small size, but I do appreciate the 1/3 sizing on this flop texture. I think that's probably reasonable. Does he put in 2 barrels? He probably should a lot of the time on the ace high board. Checks turn, okay. Do we ever turn our hand to a bluff? No, we have showdown. We don't need to. Is the 10 a bad card some of the time? Yes, because he could spike a 10 on us once in a while too. Gonna try and get to showdown here if we can. Pocket 7s, easy game. I like the bet check with 7s though as well. I like that line with that specific combination. Educational, I mean for regular poker. I thought you used to do educational streams for normal Texas Hold'em. What do you mean by normal Texas Hold'em, buddy? We are playing normal Texas Hold'em. Is there a specific format that you're making reference to, dude? Not trying to give you a hard time. I just want to understand the question properly. Delizio's is learning something. Cool, cool. No, I know. I'm just giving him a hard time. I know. I think there's just a misunderstanding on the terminology. Yep, easy call. Tough river. All right, guys, let's play one more 10, and then we'll move up and play some higher stakes here. Start getting into some real money. Got a 3xer here. Sorry, guys. I get so easily distracted. Like a non-spin game. You mean like tournaments, or what kind of a game would you like to see, sir? 9-10 of clubs, absolute beast of a hand. Wow, okay, that's very goofy. Don't know what to say about that. Did not ISO H-Jack off first limp. Blind V, blind, X1, spins. Okay, there you go. That's another one. I think it's definitely safe to put some exclamations here now. Button limp was ace deuce off 25 effective X1 spins. Definitely stuff we need to be aware of. Ascendant Drudge, I had the exact same question earlier on. If you could join my Discord channel and then drop a question, I'll actually explain it in the Discord for both of you guys. It's really hard to explain on stream, but I'll show you how it's done over there when I've got more time. Okay, when I'm off stream. Very happy to help though. Very happy to help. I think we can still steal with Queen 9. 2.5 is the size under 20 big blinds effective, though. Slightly smaller once we get shallower. Checking the Queen flop for sure. The King Queen flop for sure. Calling the flop, no doubt. Calling the turn, no doubt. This doesn't feel great right now. It feels like he's queuing us up with a king, but what are we going to do? The ace might actually save us. If he does have a king, a lot of times the ace might slow him down here. But this is the guy that checked behind ace-jack pre-flop just now, so there's no reason why the ace can't actually be a good river for him. God, it doesn't feel good, does it? Jack 10 also got there, obviously. Why would he bet if he had a king, though? Nice answer, nice hand. What does it mean when they throw? What does it mean, guys? Help me with the tell. What does it mean when they make a bet on the river and then they throw a throwable at you? Isn't it usually that they want you to call? If you're trying to sell a bluff, are you really throwing throwables and trying to influence their decision when they're actually pausing? I don't think so. He probably had us beat, right? Ascend it, no problem. Happy to help. Pair of threes for the win. Let's go. Oh man, pocket eights. These guys want to limp buttons all over the joint here. What the hell? Queen 9 is going to be really close here. Queen 10 definitely is in here. I'm pretty sure Queen 9 might be close to a fold there. I'm not really sure though. I can't remember the range. That's 14 big blinds effective. Can't call a shove here. Nope, not this one. Jack 10. This is pretty close. We can min raise Jack 10. I think if it's Jack 10 suited, we're supposed to push. Jack 10 off probably. It's still fine as a push as well, I think, but it's all good for me. Gonna c-bet the board here. Should get a lot of folds here, to be honest, but this guy plays kind of goofy, so we're never gonna be completely positive. I think there's a chance we can just overbet jam turn though. Like I said, he will have, this guy specifically might have an ace, but for the most part I think he'll have hands like Jack 10 with the Jack of Spades or King 10 with the King of Spades. So I'm going to try and get the bluff through on the turn. Seems strong. Seems strong. Could be King 6. Yeah, no, I think it could be, he could still be value betting a king in that spot for sure, you know. I don't know, like just like I said, we've got these notes about him specifically turning up with hands a lot stronger than expected when he's playing quite passively. So I think the ace isn't necessarily even a card that's going to be like terrible for him if he's going to be more passive with hands like ace jack, ace deuce, pre-flop, post-flop, you know. I think throwable is normally strength. That's kind of what I was thinking too. Like if you're sitting there and you've got a made hand that you really like and this guy's pondering and he's almost used up his time bank, if you're throwing stuff, I think you're trying to get a last minute desperate call for the most part. But let me know what you guys think about the throwable tell. All right, pair of queens. Oh, I hate spots like this, you guys. I really hate spots like this. We're probably just supposed to get it in as fast as possible. Protect from the hearts and all that stuff. Top pair in this situation should be quite strong. I don't love it, but what are we going to do? Okay. Two pair does help sometimes. Some of the time. Punched him. We punched him. I'll take the turn. I'll take that turn all day long. Let's go. Okay, and again, button limp was king, queen off. Again, just very, very goofy style here. Team nice. It was like 14 effective, something like that. Basically just need to be aware of these strange and unusual proclivities. Am I using that word right? Proclivity? A tendency to choose to do something regularly, an inclination or predisposition. Yeah, that one. That's the one I was thinking of. Dunkasaur has a great question here. Do you find it more of a challenge playing opponents who don't play to the usual rules? Yes and no. It can be. They are. I would say that initially, yes, they are always usually trickier to play against because you can't really have any real expectation of them. But then as soon as they start to expose their proclivities, they become extremely easy to beat because then you know exactly what they're doing in many situations, if that makes sense. And also a lot of those things that they do are telegraphed, or there are certain habits that they have that they don't understand are massive tells. But initially, it's almost always harder to play against a complete unknown, unless they're sort of like very weak passive, and then you can just run them over pretty easily. Especially in games like Spins, where you play so many hands so quickly, and they have to play so many hands, otherwise they bleed too quickly. So players that are passive in this game do tend to just be punished by the format itself naturally. Tom, thank you for the bump on the vote. Yeah, basically we're trying to come up with what the name of the Nick Walsh community is going to be, guys. They are 3 names that we selected on the Twitter. If you guys could go and vote for your favorite, that'd be fantastic. Yeah, I think this guy is definitely playing some wacky poker here. Seems very, very quick to act. Seems to give up quite quickly. Nine? Okay, fair play. Queen 9 is going to be a gem at 9 big blinds effective a lot, and that's okay. No shame in that. Bet the turn here, nice and big. Cool. Ace-5 of hearts. We can still limp here. We can also just shove it, but I think the limp is better at this stack depth. On the turn, I think we can rep the king. He shouldn't really ever have a king in this spot, so I think if we make it 2.5 and then we shove river, it might be interesting. I think we can definitely get some 8s and 9s to fold here. If he's going to play that, that's fine. That's an easy getaway. Very, very easy to fold at that stage. Jack 4, going to be a push for 5.36 bigs. Standard push fold stuff. King 10 is a push there as well. That's not a mistake by him at all. It's totally fine. Just unlucky to run into our hand specifically. But yeah, Dunkosaur, I think a lot of people encounter this kind of thing. A lot of people have this the opinion that, like, oh yeah, you know, I can never. People will say stuff like, I know how to play against real players, but I can't play these idiots. They play like fish, blah blah blah. That's really a you problem and not a them problem. You know what I mean? Like, learning how to play against bad players is extremely important, because that's where you should win the majority of your edge, right? So it is an interesting topic, but I think that's there is a good lesson in that. You know, like, they might do things that are unusual to begin with, and that can be very unpredictable and difficult to combat, but make sure you're paying attention, because they'll give you information about ways to beat them, and the best way to beat them very, very quickly, and very often in obvious ways, you know. The horseshoe is considered lucky. You have a point the open and upward though, so it contains, you have to point the open end upward though, so it contains and keeps the luck. So if it's being thrown at me, what does that mean? What does that specifically say? Come on, the deuces. Hold. Hold. Let's go. All right, it's been a pretty scrappy game here, guys. Lots of all-ins. Lots of late game push folds. 5-3 diamonds is a push for 4 bigs here. No problem at all. Totally standard heads-up push fold strategy. He's slow rolling me, isn't he? Nice. That's great. Ace Jack, yes please, let's go. All right, another one, guys. Let's get it. All right, cool. So that was our section in the tens. I can tell you that we are winning a good couple bucks. I actually don't have the exact value for you here, but we're definitely winning a chunk here at the tens. So far today, I feel like we're destroying everyone. Honestly, we're playing extremely, extremely well. But the time has come to move up stakes. So let's jump over here really quick. We're going to move up and play some 25s, guys. And we'll play some 50s a little bit later on as well. So let's move up in the stakes and let's see if we can't do some damage up at the $25 buy-ins. Let's go. We're not going to call them the Knickers, Max. Don't worry. Regarding the Twitter poll, I think it should be Nickelbackers or Nickelbackers rather than Nickelback. Yeah, I think you're right too. I'm not sure where I got that spelling from. That's a bit weird, isn't it? I'm actually not sure where I got that spelling from, but I'll sort that out, dude. I agree with you, by the way. Yeah, it should be like the band, or like the band with a split in it. Yeah, a Nickelback split. All right, this one's for $75, guys. Obviously, moving up, you get to play for a few more buccarinos here. I think this is probably okay to put in a bet. 2.5 seems like enough multi-way. The 9 isn't a card that should hit the small blind's range that hard. The big blind can definitely have a bunch of that, though, no problem. If you only win against good players, you aren't a good player. I would say that's accurate. I would say that's accurate. I mean, what a silly thing to perpetuate in your own mind, to say stuff like, oh yeah, no, like I can play against real players, I just can't play against idiots. Like, well, like, have you ever heard a chess player be like, you know, I only play against the greatest in the world, like I can only beat the best players in the world? It's just nonsensical, you know. We have a gut shot. We have a double gut shot. Oh my god, you guys know I love a double gut shot, right? Absolutely adore a double gut shot. Get there. Yeah, we can't really continue, honestly. At this point, he will have plenty of King X that he calls, check calls, limp calls with, and then calls flop, calls turn. We just need to hit a 4 or an 8, and then we'll be happy, right? Yeah. I mean, do we get the 9-4 of spades to fold? Maybe. It's an interesting float on the flop by him, though, right? He's got the backdoor straight draw, some backdoor flush draws. We are betting very small on the flop, so I actually think it's probably not bad. But it is wider than most people would continue on the flop, so we will get more folds on the flop. And then obviously on that turn, if he doesn't improve into the 9, that gives us the draw. He's just going to give up to the second barrel. So our line is really, really strong here. There's a lot of things that have to happen for him to want to continue in this pot. 4 is just going to limp. If he raises, we're going to shove. I think we have to bet the flop, really. I hate checking 4s on this texture just because it's very hard to get to showdown when we check the flop. Do we ever... Yeah, we should be betting turn as well as a bluff now, because we're trying to get 7s and 8s to fold. And on the river, I'm going to commit the rest. If he's leading, we're obviously probably not going to do much more, though. A lead in this situation, I think, is probably too strong to do anything with. Oh, I understand. Yeah, I mean, you came up with such a brilliant name, Chris. So, such a good name. I understand the excitement. I understand. Ace 3, wish me luck, guys. All right, holding it down there feels great. Feels really, really good. That is a bit unusual though from this guy. Like, I mean, so far we've seen, I mean, the float with the 9-4 of spades, like I said, I think given the small stack size in the back door is probably not bad necessarily. But also I would say quite unusual generally. Oh man, this is such a bad board. Ugh. Do I even continue here, honestly, against this guy? Oh, okay. I just hate it. I just hate it. I'm not gonna waste any of my chips continuing there. Hey, John Delano, welcome back, buddy. How you doing? This spot that we just played, what was it? This spot that we just played just now, the before the king. The queen 10 spot, 3x open button stack with queen 10, I just don't think is a thing, really. That's not really how a reg would do it. So this guy's going to be on, he's under suspicion. I do want to make note, 3x open raise, heads up, 14 effective, something like that. I think we were shallower, actually. 12, I think it was 12 effective, was queen 10 off and stack. Yeah, no, you're just limping queen 10 there, I think, if you're playing GTO. Double gut shot again? Yeah, this is too cheap. We obviously have to call now. We have a wide open opportunity. If it comes to spade, we can still shove and rep the spades as well once in a while with the 10 of spades blocker. Sometimes king high is just the best hand as well. That's not crazy. Especially when the board pairs here. Like I said, he has 4-5 off in this situation. This guy's doing some goofy stuff, dude. 4-5 off as a bet on the flop, I think is cool. Bet on the turn, maybe a little bit more ambitious. Like I don't think it's bad again. I just think it's something about the style of play feels unusual, right? 3 big blinds as an ISO. I'm going to limp a7 here. Bet the flop with the bottom pair. Check the turn. It's a pretty ugly run out, but sometimes he'll have a 7 that we have outkicked. Or king 3 of spades. All right, I don't know what's going on anymore, guys. I don't know what's going on anymore. I'm no longer confident about what's happening on these tables. I think we have to lead the turn now. When he misses the flop bet, I don't think he has a queen that often. Hopefully he just has like pocket 10s or something and he calls the river, right? Too bad, too bad. I was going to commit the rest if we missed, so that looks like the bluff was still going to go through regardless, right? He's not folding because the clubs fell. If he has a hand that he's calling with, he's going to call there. So the lead turn is cool because it was queuing us up for the river bluff had we have missed, but once we hit, obviously we're trying to go for the whole stack anyway. He has SPRs less than 1, so it's easy for us to get the rest. This should be a check raise flop if he c-bets. Yeah, this is probably a good check raise flop. Is he deep enough to fold? If we make it smaller, that's totally fine. Mate, we're just gunning him down now. Yeah, I know, buddy. I know. Having a hard time, I understand. You're having a rough game, buddy. I understand. Taking you to town right now. ISO not all in as a bluff here with the 4-5 off. This is a bit of a punishing one when he's really, really shallow. Looks really strong from us when we take this line. Nice small bet here. Queen Jack 6 is a nice one just to put in a really small one to get the c-bet through. Fair enough. 4 deuce off. Can't play it here. Pocket 8s is a very good hand here. We should be raising this. Non all in, I believe. I actually can't remember. 9s is definitely a non all in. I think 8 still might just be a push. So let's do that. We can look that one up though. I actually want to write that one down. I can't remember if 8 should also be non all in, but obviously we're shoving our smaller pocket pairs, some of the medium pocket pairs, but then once we get to 9s plus, I think it's an ISO non all in. we still want to get value from those pairs that have good playability in those situations. Okay. It's just a standard late game pickup in what was otherwise a flawless performance. Just got to win the 60-40 there, and we're golden, right? I can't remember that one either. Just gonna mark pocket eights really quick for review. This is a push versus limp. It's really, really close, but that one's definitely going in there. This is definitely a trap still. We're still limping here to trap like ace deuce, ace three, ace four, that kind of stuff. King deuce should be shoving there. Queen deuce should be shoving there. All that low king x, queen x, small low ace x combos as well are also going to be ones that will shove, and we are trapping them. And it's not just like a, oh cool, you know, pocket fives that want to get in as a flip, but we're going to trap hands in a way where we have significant equity, right? 70-30 spots where we're dominating. So it's actually much higher value than people realize to trap at that stack depth. When I know they can be kind of scary to play post flop once people check behind, but there's so much value locked up in those traps that people are missing. Was it the Yocho? It's going to be hard to fold a 10 here. Especially with the backdoor diamonds. Just a little blocker bet there. Oh my god, I hate you so much. This is just never a bluff. This is just literally gonna be like king 8 of spades or something random like that. Nice hand, buddy. Nice hand. It's a real shame, man. We've actually crushed this game. King 9 versus ace 8 again. Can we get it to them? Come on. Oh, mate. That's a shame, honestly. Like, this guy has such a weird style of play. Like, it's definitely... We were definitely getting the best of him in all the pots where we had, like, actual control. Like, it just came down to late game all-ins, under 10 big blinds, shoving king 9. Completely completely bog standard, and just him waking up with an ace and winning the flip, you know what I mean? But GG's, next game. Standard stuff. Good game to you, sir. That's one of those games where like you will absolutely be earning EV, like your actual chip EV will increase without a doubt, because the actual situations where you had control, 125, let's do it. The situations where we actually have control over what happens in the pot, we were just consistently winning, and then the spots that were just completely standard, like late game push fold, we lose next to no equity in those situations because they were both 60-40s or whatever. So it's the same as a coin flip. It'll be neutral EV over a long sample. A larger sample. 125 US dollars. Send it to me now. All right, so 8-9 off. Let's just go and do this instead. That's fine. Jack 10 of hearts. Let's go. Got a few notes for some review later, guys. Got a few reviewers. We must call flop. We have backdoor straight draws and flush draws. This is only a quarter, so it's a really easy float when we have the opportunity to bluff on later streets as well. Straight draw on the turn. I think we can just bomb it now. Like, There's not that many turns where he checks here that he actually is going to continue. So I think we can just go big enough here that we're going to get some ace highs to fold, some king highs to fold. The float in this situation is not only because we have the backdoors, but most importantly because when we float, we can still get bluffs through later on. So it seems good. Five times the fun, hopefully. That would be good. So this to me says 2-pair stronger top pairs than we have, or over cards with flush draws, and I hate all of that. Do I see people really ever making it 4 big blinds to go there as a bluff? Like that isn't a big semi bluff with a combo draw? Not really. So I don't feel too bad about just folding top pair there. I don't think anything about that pot was screaming happiness to me. The lowest reward for a 25 is 50. It's always 2x is always the lowest button. How do we get value here, guys? You shouldn't really ever have a 6 or a 5. So I guess we're going for Val. Jack 8 of clubs, huh? Jack 8 of clubs. Not really sure what to make of that. I don't really know. Defend, 3-bet, 20 effective, was Jack 8 suited, and sticky on low. Paired flop. I'll take it. I don't know if I'm not sure if he's supposed to defend with Jack 8 versus 3-bet. I don't think so, at least. After I check the turn, he can't really fold the river when he hits the 8, but the check on the turn obviously is a trap. It's not because we're concerned about the it's not at all because we're concerned about the other stuff. Like a 6 or a 5, obviously. Queen Jack can just win it here. Queen High is pretty strong on this texture. Yeah, seems good. Queen High is quite strong on those textures for show. Flopping sets feels really good. I'm going to bet big on the turn for the straight draws and the flush draws. Mr. Jingles is asking about flash spins. I do believe that you can beat flash spins. Yes, I mean I know people that do. So yes, they are profitable. I'm floating here, guys. I think King High is just too good on this texture. And then we can definitely go for value. I want him to call with a 5 or a 6 here on the river. I think he'll probably call like 1.5. That seems good. But the float on the flop was obviously good enough with the King High, like I said. So that seems good. I do believe that you can beat flash, absolutely. It's a little bit too fast for me, like at least for like what I'm trying to accomplish with stream as well. Like I want some of what's going on here to apply to other formats, like, you know, MTT formats and stuff like that. There's just a ton of push folds in that format. You get to the push fold segment very, very quickly. And I don't think that that's as much fun because we have less to talk about, you know, in the different sort of short stack, short-handed situations. I'm supposed to call and then call a jam. I think King 8's strong enough. If we limp and he shoves, we're still going to call the shove. It's a little bit closer against an unknown player like this. King 8's just probably getting a little bit too strong. to limp fold, basically, if we are going to take that line at all. Overcards and a couple of backdoors. Yeah, no, QB, I think if you're going to defend, my question is really about the defend pre-flop. Post-flop, for the size that I made it, I feel like the continue is fine. It depends on your perception of my 3-bet range, obviously, but in this situation, I'm just wondering if he should be calling the 3-bet in the first place. That's the question, really. Once we check the turn, though, like, he's beating ace high when he hits the 8s, so seems pretty good. Seeing the call seems good on the riv. We could be winning here, guys. If he's not going to lead the river, I think he might just have a 3 or a deuce. On the paired board, we probably do get a call quite often. Sometimes we'll get him off a chop with a 3. It's okay, no big deal. Just some thin value with a 3 there, no big deal. Seems good, seems standard. Just seems like another day in the office. 125 bucks. Let's go in the bag. That was an extremely clean game from us as well. That game was clean AF, if I do say so myself. That was clean AF, if I do say so myself. Yo, GBR, how's it going? Best Rag, how's it going? How is it going, brah? Sorry, gang. I sneezed and then muted, and then I said sorry when it was muted. Ugh. I feel like I need something, guys. I feel like I need a tea or something. I might have to do one of my ninja tea makes. My ninja tea break with no breaks. Yeah, 9-10 of hearts is okay. 9-10 of hearts actually isn't as, sorry, 9-10 off, excuse me, is not. It's not as nice as it looks here on the button. It's actually getting a little bit towards the bottom end of what you want to be opening at the stack depth. My friend, what is this check raise? What is this? What is this? I don't believe this. What is this? No, I don't believe you. What the fuck? No. No, I don't believe you. No. What are you trying to say? What are you trying to tell me? What exactly are you trying to tell me? Well, now we have to call because we have a straight draw, right? When he bets half pot here, we just need to hit. So we need to hit it about a quarter of the time. We don't have the correct odds, but we can still bluff the river if he slows down. And the 10 could literally just be the best hand. Honestly. Do we ever turn our hand into a bluff, though, to try and get some ace X to fold? There's no chance he would ever check a king on this river, right? So we got to commit the rest just in case he does have a random queen or a jack or an ace, right? Ace 3 might call. Ace 3 might call. But the rest has got to fold. Okay, fair play. That's a very, very bold call there, sir. Okay, so first things first. Flat ace 6 off in the big blinds. That is pretty bold, though, honestly. One sec. Let me finish this note before you go all in. Check, raise, ace, queen, ace, jack, X, flop. Spins. And also... Nice, cool. Fair play. I'm not mad about it. That's okay. He does have the best hand in this situation. I'm just let's open it up and take another look just for a moment, though. Yeah, that doesn't necessarily make him a gooder or a strong or a weak opponent or anything like that. Let's take a look at the spot, though, specifically. Like, I'm trying to understand. So we've opened from the button, so theoretically speaking, we should actually have stronger combos than he does when he flats here. When we get check raised on this flop, a lot of players with a pair of aces on this specific texture just won't check raise, which is why we're floating, because we don't really believe him. A lot of players might check raise because they see me using this 1/4 pot sizing. We see it all the time, day in, day out, and then we can bluff on later streets. That's fine. So we float purely to bluff, basically. On the turn, we pick up a pretty considerable draw. Therefore, when he bets half pot, we actually have a decent price just to complete the draw, but then also we have the opportunity to turn our hand into a bluff later. And then on this river, it's like when he checks and we shove, I'm just trying to understand like how many bluffs we really have here. Like King 10 would have floated, but then that becomes the straight. King Queen would have floated and that becomes the straight. Jack 10 might have come along. That becomes two pair that what might consider going for value on the river, but Jack 10 wouldn't bluff, obviously. So Jack 10 would just check behind. So there's not really that many floats on this flop, apart from like literally where we just float complete air balls that turn into bluffs, where I think he's going to be good. Like, I would still go for value here with ace jack, ace queen, ace 10 for sure if I had those, because there's no chance that he doesn't shove the king on the river, right? Queen jacks might check behind, jack 10 might check behind, king queen becomes the straight, queen jack. Do you see what I'm saying here? Like, a lot of like the natural floats when he check raises flop here are just always going to become the best hand if he wasn't already losing in the first place. If I have any sets on this flop as well, I'm also going to shove river because for the same reasons why I'm trying to bluff. But it's cool. Like, we've picked out a spot where we think he is capable of having better hands, and I think it's a very tough bluff. Like, it's extremely hard for him. Sorry guys, I just felt like I need a pick me up here. Just give me 2 more seconds and I'll be right back, and then we'll kind of jump back and forth. Sorry, guys. Just a moment. Let's fire up another game. Thank you, guys. I really appreciate you bearing with me. We've been putting in a pretty good sesh here so far, but I was thinking to myself, really need to pick me up. I need something to keep this going because we're crushing it. We're crushing it, and I think a cup of tea could just keep us on track for the rest of the day here. We will be check raising. Hand is very strong here. I don't mind going a little bit bigger here because I know that if they do have the club, they're probably going to always come along here. If they have a king, they'll probably end up putting a lot more in. Excuse me. Excuse me. Obviously, we want to see no club on the river. Okay, nice chunky pot. Gonna make this a steal. Yeah, this is fine. The kettle is boiling, Frankster. That's it. Alright, cool. Have I told you what a Norwegian poker player is called? What a Norwegian poker player with 2 cards is called? Pot committed. Omega lulls. Whoa, okay. I didn't get my Bloody Mary yesterday, no, unfortunately. I don't know, like, yeah, no, I didn't, I'm afraid. Alright, so blind v blind, we can just rip deuces. Oh, God, I really hate this particular spot, but it's very standard. It's just one of those situations where I just feel like you expose yourself so hard, and I don't know, everything about it just feels gross. I don't like it. Oh my days. My God, this tea is so fucking good. Homie DV, welcome back. Good to see you. I didn't get my Bloody Mary in the end, but hopefully we'll do this weekend. So tomorrow I'm heading to Italy for a friend's wedding, and we're staying in like they basically like rented this castle And I hear it's great, and I assume they're going to have great Bloody Marys, so hopefully plenty of that. Oh man, definitely have to lead small on the turn, right guys? Don't want to miss the opportunity. This is the board where he bets 100%, but he'll check back with a bunch of stuff that we still want to get value from. So when we turn this like very well disguised hand, I think it's really nice for us to lead turn. We're going to check call the river now. Obviously the queen is an awful, awful river, but there's not a lot we can do. If he is betting, we're probably still calling though, just because. Oh, saved us some money there. Damn, the queen actually slows it down. That was very, very cheeky. 10's full, huh? Okay, interesting. If it wasn't for the queen, we definitely would have gone for all of it with the trips. No, it's not. It's not an allergy. I just get sneezing. Nope. If he's limping, we're shoving. If he's shoving, we're folding. We're getting a little bit shallow now, right? Now we have to call, guys. Too shallow. Queen 8 of clubs for 6 big blinds. Mandatory call. And there's the river of dreams. There's the river of dreams. But if that's if that call seems unusual to you at that stack depth, make sure you're looking up the push fold, guys. Queen 8 of clubs is a call a lot deeper than that. A lot deeper than that for sure. Average by aggregation says, I love the streams. As a PokerStars ambassador, when you play these spins, will you ever play against another ambassador? Absolutely, yeah. It's we're playing the games just the same as you are. That one's a little bit closer. We're playing the games just the same as you, so if we get sat with other ambassadors, then that's what happens. I actually wouldn't mind playing some of the other ambassadors at spins. I think it would be an interesting experiment. Oh, man. Oh, my days. The run good. The run good. All right, GG. 1 second. I should have known as soon as it became a combo draw. I should have known. I should have known right then and there that it wasn't going to happen. Cannot win combo draws. Cannot complete combo draws. All right, cool. So we're still playing 25s, gang. Let's play 25s for like another hour or so, and then we'll play a few 50s to finish up our stream. Try and get some big multis. Couple tough games there for us. That last game was pretty gross. Couldn't really get a lot going the game before that, obviously, as well. Just putting in that big bluff on the river going to cost us a lot of EV. Lost the minimum with the ducks full. Oh my god, that's so good. Damn. That is just about the best cup of Earl Grey you can buy. So good. That's a great turn. Oh man, don't you love it when you just get there? If he bets this turn, we're going to win a lot of chips. 6. Okay, so we want the 10 to continue, right? We want the 10 to come along still. We want the 8 to come along once in a while. Oh my god. I'm glad you're enjoying the streams though, buddy. I really appreciate it. Oh, you guys, it was so worth it. That ninja T run, so good. By the way, guys, sorry, I was just messaging my new business partner, which reminded me, she was updating her Instagram. If you guys could give me a follow on social media platforms, that'd be awesome. I'm on Instagram, Twitter, Discord. I have my own YouTube channel, all that kind of stuff. If you could go and follow me on those just to support the continued development of content, that would be much appreciated. Standard push, obviously a call every time. Yawn, obviously going to cost us some EV. It's all good. It's all part of the game. Cricket Badge, I'm drinking. It's an Earl Grey blend called Earl Grey Gentleman by a company. It's called the TWG Tea Company of Singapore. If you guys look them up, they do like ridiculously fancy teas, like all kinds of like really, really exotic stuff. So I get that sent over from Singapore, and it's just worth every penny. Probably not a call. He's shoving into two opponents here. No. Jack 7 if he folds is a push, though, of course. Very, very easy for 3 bigs. Super duper easy. Tea Earl Grey hot. Frankster, I love the reference, mate. Well done. Very good. All right, anybody in the chat? Tea Earl Grey hot. What's the reference? What's the reference, gang? The pinky position is important. Let's go. Back in the game. Come on the comeback. Yes, make it so. John Delano knows. John Delano's kind of making it easier with his reference, though, as well. Oh, man. Yeah, I made it good, too. Thank you for the socials, Tom. I appreciate it. I know it's kind of a random time to mention it. I usually mention it towards the end of the stream, but it really means a lot, and it means that you know, the more support that you guys show me on those platforms, the more likely I am to continue to make this content for you guys. This free, oh man, love it. The more likely I am to make this kind of free content for you guys moving forward for PokerStars. So a little follow today, a free lesson tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? Also, if you're new to the stream, we will be taking a look at all of our results at the end of today. We'll take a look at our chips EV and all that stuff. I'll pull up another graph so you guys can see how we've gotten on throughout the session. But I can tell you right now already, apart from those last couple of games that cost us a few bucks, we are we're putting in quite the sesh. It might be my favorite. There's actually another one that's it's a Chinese tea called Tea Kuan Yin, which is another one that they do. I had mountains of that, and it's all gone. I just ran out. My mom said she was going to buy me more of it for my birthday, which was like as in my past birthday in March. But as of yet, I have none. That one is really good. That's like an oolong tea, otherwise known as blue tea. It's really, really good. It's delicious. TWG. I'll drop a link in the chat if you guys want to check them out. It's always at the top here. We're gonna push Jack 9 obviously for 8 big. Seems good. Getting dominated, no problem. Where's the 9? Where's my 9 at? Nice hand, nice hand, nice hand. Yeah, lots of cold decks here as we moved up to the 25s, though. We had a couple really clean games, and then lots of like sort of very standard push fold spots. The ace-jack versus the queens, that's going to cost us a few EV bucks. Jack 9 is a push for 8 big blinds, totally profitable. That's going to be fine, just not working out there. Rumors are that Nick is being paid by PokerStars in tea. I can neither confirm nor deny. Shooter, the Earl Grey Tea Hot is a reference to Jean-Luc Picard of the USS Enterprise. Make it so, you know. The actual legend that is Jean-Luc Picard. Jean-Luc. It's a 2-street situation. What if he just has like Jack 10 no club? Not ideal. If you guys go into their tea, loose leaf tea section, like it's just, oh mate, they got everything. They got so many different blends that they've created. It's really, really good. There's just stuff to try all the time. That's always crazy. And everything you see is all in Singapore dollars. They've got like this crazy super rare stuff that's just costs like millions that I have no real interest in, but I still like the idea of it. Still really like the idea of like $30 per gram or some shit like that. I don't know. There was if you filter by price or something, you can find the most expensive one, but some of it's like astronomically priced. They've got stuff like Darjeeling Sky, Darjeeling Supreme. I've actually had that one before. That's really good. Darjeeling is really good tea as well. Darjeeling Mist is incredible. Summer and I have had that before. That's really nice. Earl Grey Fortune, I've had that one. Earl Grey Gentleman, that's one of my favorite. Earl Grey Pu'er, that's a Pu'er blend. It's delicious. Just so much joy, honestly. My mom says she left the stream. She came back just in time to hear the tea comment. I was hoping you were still listening somewhere so I could get that dig in. It's all good. I'm only joking, Mom. I'm only joking. Cricket Badge, it depends on the blend. So I've got one of theirs that's from, I've got a chai from them that I always put milk in, which is very traditional. That's kind of how you're supposed to serve chai. I'll also drink that black though as well because it's just so good without. Earl Grey, definitely no milk. I mean, you guys do what you want, but I'm just saying, not for me. Traditionally, Earl Grey might have actually had a lemon slice in it. That was more common. Darjeeling, 100% no nothing. And then if you want just an English breakfast tea, yeah, milk it up all day, for sure. Okay, seems good. The raise call with Jack 10 of diamonds I think is good here as well. You don't want to min raise Jack. You want to play this hand, but you want to play it as a min raise, but you can't fold once they've shoved for that stack. You're gonna have too much equity. So Jack 10 min raise call all day, totally fine. Love the play. I have had a sneaking suspicion for some time that this guy was a reg, and I feel like that line kind of confirms it. There's been other hands as well, of course, that go without saying. Again, if he shoves here, we have to call still. Probably not it's not a super high value spot for 7 bigs, but we've invested too much with a suited ace that we can still make a straight with. John. Exactly. All right, we're going to bet the ace high board. We're probably going to bet some turns here as well. On the ace high texture, I like to barrel here at least twice, especially when the 4 of hearts falls. Should get plenty of folds on the turn. Debatably, we should put in a third barrel as well once in a while. He shouldn't really ever have an ace in this spot. I mean, he will have some ace-x combos that flat, but I think we're going to commit to 3 streets and hope for the best. No problem. 3 streets. No biggie. No biggie, guys. Don't sweat it. Don't sweat it. Don't sweat the technique, guys. Don't sweat it. That sweet, sweet red line feels so good. Don't you just love that sweet, sweet red line? Queen 10, pretty easy push here. We're around 10 big blinds effective. You just want to apply max pressure with a combo that you know is going to profit into 2 opponents here. That's very, very standard Nash stuff, but it's also a spot where you just don't want to mess around too much. Blind v blind, always calling a push here for sure. 8-7 of diamonds, again, this is exactly what you want to do with his cards here in this spot. Totally standard push, 8-7 of diamonds. You're not gonna change that for opponents either. You're always gonna be pushing 8-7 of diamonds in that spot. Now, I don't know this guy particularly well. We could just shove King 6 here some of the time. I think I'd prefer just to play it a bit wonky against this guy specifically until he gives us a reason to believe that we need to be like completely unexploitable, perfect GTO. Frankster says, Lady Grey, you can get away with a splash of milk. Earl Grey, never. I would agree with that sentiment. I just don't want to be a tea fascist. All right, on the river, we can just bet 60%. If he has any pair that isn't any pair of 4s, 7s, deuces, he'll always call for the size, so we can really punish him here. Yo, Rob, how's it going? Nice to see you back streaming spins. Oh yeah, we're here, buddy. We're here. We out here. All right, Ace King Hearts. We're too shallow now. We need to push Ace King. Ace King suited is the combo that we trap a lot of the time, but we're just too shallow. We don't want to give them any opportunity to catch up at this stage when they're right on the ropes here. If we were at like 7 or 8 big blinds effective, I think we can still have some traps, but now we just want to play pure push fold. Queen 4 off is a shove up to like 8 or 9 big blinds, so we're well within a push here. Ace 9, of course, always a call. Easy hold. $75 in the bank, not too shabby. All right, cup of tea is fine. The cup of tea is working. The tea is kicking in. We're making it happen. I've heard about George Orwell writing a novel about how to make a good cup of tea. So I read it. He makes a fuss about not adding any sugar because tea should taste like tea. And then he proceeds to talk about how much milk should be added. So it depends. Like, honestly, like English, like traditional English breakfast tea, which is usually like a Ceylon blend, it is very, very English to add milk to it. And it's great. I like it that way too. But I don't drink a lot of that, just because I'm not a huge English breakfast fan when there's so many other cool options. But honestly, like, I'm also not like a tea snob either. Like, I will quite happily drink Earl Grey from the store, whatever, just from the box. But I do like to work with these guys a bit and try and see what they got to offer. I actually don't mind sizing up here. We're trying to punish the straight draws, and we're also trying to punish some weaker ace-x combos that call at 25 big blinds effective. When we're at this stack depth, our opponents are a lot more likely to have an ace than if they're like 14 big blinds effective or something like that. That's a really bad turn. Obviously, the threes get there. Check the turn. Man, this is such a gross spot. Calling for a chop in this situation where he has so many more sixes than we do is just disgusting. I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it. Well played, sir. Well played. But George Orwell was probably also talking about traditional English breakfast tea, so that would make more sense. You know what he's like. You know old Orwell. You know old G.O. Mr. Go. I guess Kings is a good hand. What do you guys think? This is a spot where we bluff so often, though. We really shouldn't get any credit in this situation. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Everyone's in. Get it in. Get it in. Gotta love the Kings here. Gotta love them. No Barry. Absolutely no Barry there. We squeeze that spot as a bluff so often. You guys have seen me do it so many times before. You know, it's super standard. We should make some Huel tea. It's been ages since I've had Huel, Tom, honestly. I think I've just kind of been enjoying just actually... Wow, okay, hello. I think I've just been enjoying, like, you know, regular cooking too much. Okay. No berry. Cool. I'm going to make a note of that. That's cool. Double kings situation. It's really easy when you got kings. It's easy when you have kings, guys. 50 bucks in the bank. I'll take it. Next game. My main thoughts were mainly, George, you mad censored. Okay, 125. We got another 5x, guys. Let's get into it now. Come on. I know you guys believe in me. I know we can pull this off. We can do this. Can we win both of our 5x's here at the 25s? Do ask, the problem with calling for a chop is that you either win nothing or you lose it all. It's a very, very, very bad prospect. Now, there are situations where you still call for the chop because you think it's unlikely your opponent actually has the combo they're repping. But in that situation, there's no reason at all that he won't have the 6+. If you are in his shoes, I would always bet to get people off the chop. But you have to understand that calling for a chop is almost always catastrophically bad for your game. Calling for a chop is you're free rolling yourself, basically. If your opponent puts you in a situation where it's going to cost you a lot of money to win back what you've invested so far, you are losing money hand over fist. Because the times you're wrong, you lose a bunch. The times you're right, you win very little. You gain almost nothing. But, you know, like I said, it's not out of the question. But it's also not a spot that we need to be super concerned about, like we're going to get exploited, right? Like, it's not a situation where I'm like, oh wow, I just give up every time there's a chop on the board. It just doesn't come up often enough where it's gonna cost you money long term, because the actual value of it is so negative. It's so negative in your negatively in your it's not in your favor. It's gonna go against you super hard. What am I trying to say? Negatively impacts upon you when you actually play it. The only acceptable usage of tea is mochi. Fair play, buddy. Fair play. I'm not the biggest mochi fan either. Pocket threes. The pair that could. Should be a bet and take it on the flop, usually. Don't know this guy particularly well, but if he's flatting in the situation with an ace, that would be pretty unusual. Yeah. It's a pretty unusual spot for him to turn up with an ace. Wish me luck, guys. He will fold king. We have a note, guys. A chop is a split pot. So in a situation where we're going to push this as well. In a situation where both players have the same hand, the chop is halved, and half of it goes to you, half of it goes to your opponent. Yeah, exactly. Tom has a good point. There are certain chops where you always call, of course, where you can't lose. Ace king versus kings. What's going on out here? So we think this guy is a reg. We don't really know though. I think there was a session where we played a bunch against him or something. Ace of hearts, 6 of hearts. Ace of hearts, 6 of diamonds, excuse me. Shooter says, when you first started playing poker, what are the kinds of games you tried and what would binds? I started out playing sit and goes, so not dissimilar to what you're watching here, but back in those days it was 6-handed, 9-handed, and all that usual malarkey. Then I moved on to cash games, and that was when I started to take poker a lot more seriously. Then I went back to sit and goes. I never really wanted to be an MTT player. I think there was a couple weeks where I really gave it a shot, but I just felt a little bit too much like I was chained to a computer, you know, in order to get the volume that I required to make it really, really worthwhile. I preferred to just sit and put my sessions in. If I wanted to leave, I could walk away. If not, you know, it's all good. And yeah, just, you know, go from there. And the rest is history, really. I'm gonna bet one big blind. I think we can actually get him to fold some stuff here. I'm not expecting him to fold a spade, obviously. But I do think that a player like this probably would use a spade as a bluff on the ace-high board when we have an ISO'd. So it kind of strikes me that this is a spot where if he did bet the flop, he would probably bet the turn if he had a spade in his hand a lot of the time. Especially given the fact that we're capped to not really having an ace in our hand that much. So that makes sense to me. He lied, he didn't fold kings. Thanks for the explanation. For sure it happened where I called for a chop and ended up losing in a similar spot. Yeah, exactly. That's a common one for sure. And this is actually exactly the spot I was just talking about. When we actually have the diamond in our hand and our opponent is capped, we want to definitely be barreling turn here. Because we can represent the flush, but also he's not going to have that many strong combinations that want to continue on the turn that often, unless he actually has the turn flush, for example. That was the exact mindset of the previous spot, which is why I turned my hand into a bluff when the spades came. You can see that working in both directions there. Hey, Crooked Badge, I'm here for you, buddy. Yeah, if you need any more help, just hit me up. I'm always available on the Discord, and I'm really here for you guys. So even if I'm offline, you guys can communicate with me there, and I'll try my best to help out. KJ is a good hand here. Pretty sure this is a check. King Jack is just a very strong combo here. We've got the backdoor hearts as well. I don't mind betting the gut shot on the turn, but if we're going to bet, I want to size up to full pot so we really punish the deuces and sixes. It becomes very difficult for them to continue, and we have additional equity with our gut shot. Pair of deuces? Do they ever loses is the question. Do the deuces ever loses? That's what I want to know. All right, on the river, definitely have to go for a little bit over pot. He's still going to call with any 9-5. Even some ace highs might call here. But our hand is so well disguised. I think we can be greedy and actually try and go for over pot. Queen Jack. This is a limped pot. Queen High can definitely still be the best hand. I don't mind leading this turn here again, trying to put pressure on the 7s and 4s for a fold. There is an argument that we might even be able to just bet turn, bet river, especially if we get there. The cool thing is, if we check here, we can actually get the spades to bluff that missed, some of the straight draws that missed as well. Maybe he will have an ace once in a while that might try and go for value. So a check here is quite interesting because if he has the missed spades or the missed straight draws, he will try and put more chips in the middle. If he has the value, he'll still try and go for value. As played, he just had a 10. It's kind of a shame, but you guys can see where my head is at. The other alternative might have been to just bet small. We get value from